Hello again my friends, this is a boy and his dog, and welcome to the channel where I talk about, play, rank and review games on the arcade old and new. In today's episode, excitement intensifies, the two new Taito collections have been unleashed, and in today's episode we are looking at collection 1, which has 9 games. Now this is just my first impressions video and it's not my review or overall ranking, so the games are in alphabetical order as they appear on the home menu. The games only came out yesterday, how could one review them that quickly, hey? So the following footage is just a montage of my first play at these games and me telling you my initial thoughts, okay? Groovy. Then shall we begin? First up is Bubble Bobble. Bubble Bobble of course needs no introduction, and for me personally, if we didn't get Bubble Bobble then we would never have got one of my favourite platformers of all time, the legendary Rainbow Islands, and its sequel, the superior follow-up to Bubble Bobble, Parasol Stars. Not only that, but we get one of the greatest puzzle series of all time, Puzzle Bobble, aka Bust a Move. And since then there have been so many copycats or adjacent styles of all these games, so this game did a huge lot of heavy lifting, didn't it? And it's still just as playable as it always was. And next up we have Cack and Pop. No, I'm joking, I think it's Chack and Pop. We'll see how that one goes, don't we? I might nickname it. So what is this game? I played around with it a bit on the Super Pocket, could never really get the hang, but now it's on a cart I'm going to have to, and it seems to have a lot going for it, a lot of interesting ideas, but are there too many? It certainly takes time to get your head around movement, being able to attach to the ceiling and needing to do that well to get to the exit at the top of the screen after you acquired a heart. Well, I definitely need more time with this one. And the third game is Colony 7. I was going to say Colony Sark, but that's from Doctor Who, innit? Another reference, apologies. Oh dear, this nearly was a Doctor Who channel, by the way. Okay, I had never heard of this game before, and I instantly became hooked. It's simple, it's fun and fast paced, but feels doable. All you need to worry about is controlling a crosshair and try and shoot those nippy buggers before they destroy everything. Yeah, I really dug the simplicity of this one. I can't wait to get stuck into it proper. We'll see how the longevity goes though. And next up is Don Doko Don, I think that's how you pronounce it, and yet another game in the style of Bubble Bobble. I am a huge fan of this type of game, as I mentioned so often, so more is always good, and while admittedly some are better than others, much better, this feels like one of the good ones. Hit them with a hammer, then pick them up and lob them at the walls or other enemies. Nice big chunky colourful graphics, not overly complex rooms from the off, which is always a good start. Yeah, I can't wait to get stuck into this one proper like. And the fifth game in this collection is Growl. Dudes, you save animals! Now that's something I can get behind. And they come back and outbeat the shit out of the enemies. And my Mila, are there a lot of enemies, like ridiculous amounts filling the screen. We seem to get some cool moves to deal with them though. And although I had dabbled with this title a bit on the Super Pocket, that's not the best ice cream for these sort of games. For my eyes anyway. So, it all depends on how frustrating it gets towards the end. You know what these games can get like towards the end. Anyway, we shall see.
What do you jerks think you're doing?
And the 6th game in the collection is The Legend of Cage. Another game I've dabbled with on the Super Pocket. I like the fact they tried to translate the bouncy flying nature of the old Wirework movies. I used to bloody love them, especially they had really bad dubbing. Amazing, weren't they? And they came back for a bit, didn't they? We had that Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon and all them lot. I loved all them. There was one like it, wasn't that one? It was another one. I can't remember the name. But like each area in each fight was like a separate colour, and there was this one with green and leaves and gorgeous film. Kind of got a bit out of them. I was really into the Japanese horror as well. I got a bit obsessive. Got them all and then it kind of fizzled out. But anyway, it is a bit fiddly, but I love how the character's arm spins around when you attack. This one will definitely take a bit of getting used to, but I can't wait to get back stuck in with it. And the 7th game in the collection is Pirate Pete. Why wasn't it Pirate Steve? You know, off the dodgeball? I always liked Pirate Steve. Anyway, this is another one I haven't touched before. It's actually a lot of fun, at least for now after just half an hour playing. It's just simple fun. I'm not sure how much longevity this game has, and we find that in my review, but I like the way it's like segmented into different types of mini games. And also, like, the 3rd section does remind me of Pitfall a bit, which is never a bad thing, and it's making me think of something which we're getting soon. And the 8th game in this collection, and prepare for butchering of names, it's Ramius? Something like that. So it's another version of Pac-Man, but it seems an interesting one where once you've collected everything, a choice of gates to new areas opens up. You can even gain abilities from power-ups. With the original Pac-Man controls, i.e. turn before the turn, if that makes sense, you've got to push like to the left before you want to turn left before the corner comes. But it's much trickier here with how the maps are laid out, because it can have just like these lines instead of like walls at an angle. You know what I mean. So I definitely need to give this one a bit more of a go, but I like the idea so far. And we come to the 9th game, the last game, and it is Space Invaders. We start with a legend and we end with the most legendary of legends, Space Invaders. It's simple, it's basic, it's beautiful. It really is, I mean, it's gorgeous. One of the granddaddies of the shoot 'em up genre, and for me anyway, it's never aged. Isn't it weird it's taken so long to have a Space Invaders on the Evercade, but thankfully, finally, here we are, and it's beautiful. And my closing thoughts on this collection, my initial play was fun. There are of course glaring omissions though. I won't lie, the first thing I did was put in both collections hoping for a bonus game. Hoping Puzzle Bubble or Rainbow Islands would be an unlock. Alas, this is not the case. I can hope for another collection in the future, I guess. So because of that, the Super Pocket and Beautiful Naught Alpha are still kind of superior for at least including Puzzle, if not Rainbow or Parasol. Yeah, the only one I'm really on the fence at the moment is that Jack and Pop. Still not sure about that, and Growl might outstretch its welcome, as might Legend of Cage's control scheme. But we shall see in my final review. Did any of you guys pick up this collection? Have you had a bash? What stood out for you, my friends? As always, let me know in the comments below. And if you've made it here to the end of the episode, thanks ever so much for joining me. Leave a thumbs up or comment if you'd like. But even if not, I'm still chuffed you poked your head in for a goosey gander. Join me tomorrow for my initial thoughts of the second Taito collection. And as always, I hope the day is as awesome as you are, my friends. And until next time, be seeing you.